Ready?
It has been said. That in the end of all things, we would find a new beginning.
任起 Blizzard 公司的三大金字招牌，就是目前全球有超过1000万会员的魔兽世界，还有超经典即时战略游戏星海争霸，以及风靡全球的暗黑破坏神系列咯。
And the stench of terror drifts on a bitter wind.
而现在魔兽世界全球红不让，星海争霸2又将在明年推出，所以玩家也很关心，到底暗黑破坏神3会在什么时候推出呢？在日前 Digital Taipei 2009高峰会，暗黑破坏神3游戏制作总监 Jay Wilson 受邀访台，我们也访问到了这一位脾气和善的游戏制作人，一起来谈谈大家最关心的暗黑破坏神3最新消息吧。
I don't think it's safe here.
Except we haven't exactly decided the final number of players. Right now we're focusing on probably around 4. It's not a technical limitation. We can actually, our programmers would like it if it was more. They'd like it if it was 8 or even more than that. But because the more players we can get into a single game, actually the better it is for our server system. But for gameplay purposes, we feel like the game starts to break down when we get over 4 players. But we haven't gone through the final process of kind of simplifying and reducing effects and improving the UI so that you can really tell what's happening, tell characters apart from one another, tell monsters apart from players. As we continue to do that, if everything becomes clear enough that we can add more players, then we'll do that. But it really comes down to a playability issue. As long as the players can understand what's happening, then we'll allow more players. So the 4 classes we have so far are the Barbarian. He's our kind of mainstay melee class, very resilient, focused a lot on physical, straightforward damage. He's the weight in the Wizard, who is our magic wielding ranged class, typically described as a glass cannon. Her, what we like about her versus the sorceress from Diablo 2 is we've gone into a lot of skills that aren't elemental based. The ability to slow time, to create illusions, things that you wouldn't normally see from Diablo 2 sorceress. So we really felt like we wanted to expand the capabilities of the character. The Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor focuses a lot on very kind of temporary pets. He has some similarities to the Necromancer from Diablo 2, but the biggest difference between the two of them is that the Witch Doctor is very much the source of damage. His pets are more distractions, and they're very fleeting, whereas the Necromancer really relies on his pets as his primary damage. And then the Monk. And the Monk is our second melee class, and is very focused on speed over strength and avoidance over toughness. He's got the ability to use some magic, which differentiates him from the Barbarian. And he really kind of represents, we wanted to get the feel of a fighting player. So So our fifth class we haven't announced yet, and we don't really talk about the classes we haven't announced yet. The only thing we're really saying about it is that it's not going to be a repeat of a class that has appeared. So on the MMORPG, it's a pretty broad question. In some ways, when you mentioned guilds, you probably will have guilds. So some features of an MMO we would have, although guilds are not uncommon to join certain guilds. But in terms of turning it into a persistent world, subscription-based game that regulates content through a subscription model, no, we have no intention of making Diablo 3 it's going to follow Diablo 2. But we will focus on a lot of great online features as all regarding trading system. It's funny to hear the term fix the trading system for Diablo 2. I didn't know Diablo 2 had a trading system other than spamming chat forums, and that's not really a trading system at all. So will we fix that? Probably not. We'll just actually create a trading system in the first place, so I guess the answer would be yes. We absolutely will work on a really solid trading system for Diablo 3 so that players don't have to do the kinds of things that they had to do in Diablo 2 to be able to trade. So we've talked a lot about bind on equip and bind on pickup, two completely different systems. Bind on pickup is not something that we can put into Diablo 3 for regular items. We might for quest items, which don't have any effect on player power. For actual wearable regular gear, bind on pickup is not something that crushes the trading. Diablo is a trading game. That's what you trade. So bind on equip is different. That we're considering for high way to very high if we do a bind on equip, though, we might do it to your account. So at least if you equip an item, you could share it with your other characters, but you couldn't sell it to another player. But we haven't made a final decision on that. Our solo campaign takes place about 20 years after the previous game. It focuses on the impending invasion of Sanctuary by forces of what's happened in the last two great peoples who were like a lot of that. So a lot of the expectation after the events of previous games that there would be this invasion. So a lot of stories about why that didn't happen and why it's happening. So in terms of scenarios, our game's not really structured in a mission-based kind of structure. It is linear, but it's not divided into like distinct scenarios. It's a lot structured that closer to the opportunity. That being said, we have a lot more scripted events that occur that do emulate things like they introduce new types of content and they make it more interesting and more story. Well, currently in Diablo 3, we don't allow actual events. Took that feature out because we feel it's very good film presentation. There's usually one right answer. Finding the website and so system that is that simple and that path-based. There's always a right path to have an answer. That being said, there are some systems that have customization and that are meant to make up for rehash components and any system like that we add will allow or respect for. If there's a customization choice you can make, you should be able to have some kind of ability, even if it's difficult to do or costs a lot of money in some kind of area, you should still be able to do it to re-roll a character to play it in a different way. There could be other great reasons that you might want to re-roll a character, but that's not one.
Jay Wilson 是个非常和善的游戏制作人，对问题都详细回答。不过大家最关心的是《暗黑破坏神3》到底何时发售呢？他却无法透露太多讯息。按照目前 Blizzard 开发游戏都要延期很久的惯例，看来想要玩到《暗黑破坏神3》可能还有的等，玩家可要多点耐心咯。